everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Judge Dredd with Lawmaster 1/12 scale collectible figure. Now this is a Mezco figure, part of their new 1/12 collective line. This figure with the Lawmaster vehicle, the bike that Dredd rides around on, is a previews exclusive, and you can see it comes in this rather large box. So this box measures about 17 inches in length and just under 8 inches in height. So you can see it's a pretty big size. Now on the front of the box there's a slip cover over this box. So on the front with the slip cover you've got the Judge Dredd logo, the name and everything. On the side you've got the 1/12 collective logo and the name again. And then on the back it shows you the bike and the figures and the various features that the bike has. So the bike has lights and sounds and everything. Now the box itself, you lift this up, it's just a yellow box, and again we see the Lawmaster on the front. On the top of the box we have the Judge Dredd name, and then on the back again we just have the Lawmaster. Inside the yellow box we then have two more boxes. These are white boxes. This bigger one has got the Lawmaster in it, and this one's got the figure, and these are just white boxes, and they've got again the name and everything on the front. So with the Lawmaster, when you get it out of the box you can see it's encased in this foam covering, so they've really done a nice job with protecting this thing so it doesn't get damaged while it's in the packaging. Okay, so the box with the bike comes with the bike obviously, and then you get this set of hands. This is an extra pair of hands for the figure, and it's, I guess, motorcycle gripping hands. So we'll look at that more closely when we get to the figure. And then you also get these 4 AAA batteries that you'll need to put in, because again this does have lights and sound. So what you want to do is the batteries go in the bottom here, and you'll just need a Phillips head screwdriver, and you'll just want to unscrew that. So once you get the lid unscrewed you can just pop it right off. Now you'll notice there's this black ribbon inside, and this you want to make sure when you're putting the batteries in that you get this underneath the batteries. It'll help you remove the batteries later on when you need to change them. So all the batteries but one go one direction. So the positive end, the plus end, goes points towards the forward of the vehicle on all the batteries but one. And again you want to make sure you get that ribbon in there. You want to push them in good, and this one also goes forward, but then this last battery you want to make sure is the positive end is pointing towards the back of the vehicle. And then once you have all the batteries in, you want to just tuck whatever is left of that ribbon inside, and then you can screw the top back on. Once you have the top screwed back on, then you'll notice this little switch here towards the back of the vehicle underneath it on the underside, and you want to make sure that's flipped on to the on position. Then we can flip it over, and you'll notice here near the driver's seat there's 3 buttons here, and so you can activate 3 different sets of lights with these. So the first button activates this headlight here at the front towards the top. The second light activates these additional front lights as well as back brake lights, which is pretty cool. And then the third one activates this control panel here, which is lights up green. So now that I have all the lights activated, let's turn down some of the lights so you can see it better. So you can see it's really well lit in the front, and even in the back it's pretty well lit. Those red lights are shine pretty brightly, and then the green control pad near the handlebars. Now one thing I really like about this is I like that it gives you 3 different switches, so you can activate just the front lights if you want. Now these lower front lights and the back light are part of the same switch, so you can have the one front light if you want, or you can have the other, which then also activates the back light, or you can just have the control panel light up if you want. But you don't have to have all 3 sets of lights. That'll probably drain the battery faster if you don't want to. It says in the instructions that if you turn the lights on, they will remain on for about 15 minutes and then automatically shut off. So that will help save some battery if you forget to turn them off or something. Now, besides the lights themselves, this thing also is chock full of sound effects, which is pretty cool. So you have down here on the sides, these are for the weapons. So on this side, you've got machine gun fire, so you've got these big machine guns on the side, so it sounds like they're firing. And then on the other side, we have a grenade launching, and so you get two different sounds with this one. So that's cool. And then up here, next to the three buttons that activate the lights, looks like the Dredd shield you've got, or badge, and so you've got the these will activate engine sounds. And then this side, and they do include a little instruction sheet that goes over everything I just showed you. So besides the cool features this thing has, there's a lot of detail with this. It's pretty heavy. The wheels are pretty solid. They've got rubber treads on the wheels, which is nice. And this thing rolls good. And it's got good balance, so it's not going to just fall over. You do get an actual working kickstand, but you don't really need it. So I like that. The steering, the front part here also, the front wheel turns a bit, so it's got some steering, so that's cool as well. And then you've just got, like I said, nice detailing with the sculpting of these guns on the front of the bike and the Dredd shield. And this is done with plastic. Feels like there's some metal, die-cast metal in this as well. So definitely, like I said, it's got some nice weight to it. And it's even got this little compartment that you can pop up on the back, and it's basically made to hold handcuffs that the figure comes with, and I'll show you that when we get to the figure. But just again, the overall detail on this, you've got like little scratch marks that are done throughout. Looks like bullet holes here where somebody shot at Dredd, and just, black marks like, exhaust and stuff, and some scratch marks down here, and even on the bottom you've got some nice paint detailing and everything. So I really like the detail that they've gone to with this as far as the paint and everything. You've got this nice metallic blue paint for most of the bike, and then a more gold metallic for the shield on the front. So again, and then like the handlebars are done with a metal, metallic metal looking paint with some nice wash to really give it that metal effect. Same with the guns on the side as well. So again, really nice detailing and everything with this. And just in case if you were wondering, here's a look at the Marvel Legends Ghost Rider, the more recent Ghost Rider figure, and it fits pretty well. Moving on to the figure. Now this is my first 112 collective figure that I've actually purchased and own, and I've got to say that I'm pretty impressed with this figure. I did get to handle the Spock figure that they're doing for their Star Trek 112 collective line at Toy Fair, but this is the first one I've actually purchased that has all the accessories and everything, and again, I'm pretty impressed. This is really kind of like Hot Toys detail, quality and accessories and everything in a 6-inch scale figure when it comes down to it. So this figure is chocked with a lot of accessories, and so we'll go over everything here. First of all, he comes with a stand, and you can do it one of two ways. So the stand is it's plastic, it's done with a gold color, and then you've got the Dredd shield on it, painted in black. And so you can do it one way. You can do it with like a flight stand type deal. So you've got this translucent plastic arm. It's got articulation here in the middle, and then here at the end, and it's got the clamp, and you can turn it here. And obviously you can rotate it. So basically if you want to do like flight poses or jumping poses or things like that, then you can use this. And it's pretty tight and everything. So, pretty good quality and such. Now you can take that out, and then you've got this little peg, and this is actually in the thing when you take it out of the packaging. And it can be a little bit of a pain to get this little peg out once you get it in there, but you kind of have to take something and kind of push it through. But you can use it as just a regular action figure stand if you don't want the arm. So I like that feature, because the arms can sometimes take up space on your shelf and stuff. So if you just want to put it on your shelf, then this is a nice way to do it. So the figure comes with 3 different pairs of hands. So the set that comes attached to the figure when you take it out of the packaging is made for like holding his rifle or pistol. So the right hand is made for holding the actual weapon, the handle of the weapon, and then the left hand is made for like the rifle if you want to lay the barrel of the rifle in his hand for two-handed poses. And these hands have really nice detailing and paint applications. You can see the sculpting for that leather look, and he's got these little silver knuckles and some black wash work with the green just to give it some really nice detailing, and definitely looks like he's, you know, wearing green leather gloves. Then you get a pair of closed-fisted hands, and then finally you get a pair of open hands. The right hand is pointing and the left hand is just open. Now when you get this deluxe set, this previews exclusive set with the Lawmaster, or if you just buy the Lawmaster itself, you get this extra pair of hands, which, as I said before, is for gripping the motorcycle handles. And the hands just snap on, there's little pegs here, and the hands you just snap in real easy, and they come off real easy as well. This set also comes with a poncho that you can put on the figure, so when he's like on patrol in the rain and everything. So I like that. It's done with just a fabric material, and it's got Velcro on both sides, so it's easy to get on and off. And I like how they've kind of, you know, with this material, they've made some, like, looks like it's got some water stains on it for being out in the rain, and you've got some mud splatter here towards the bottom. So I think that looks nice, and he's got his badge on there, so, and that's nice and clean looking. So I like the look of this, and again, you just with the Velcro, it comes on and off real easy. So when you don't have the poncho on, you can put these shoulder pads on, and these just attach with magnets, which is pretty cool. So you can have them on the figure if you want. You can see the magnets on the shoulders here. So you've got this one that's done like a bird, and that one just fits on the right side, and then this one is just a regular shoulder pad. And I again like the sculpting detail, and you've got some wash work to give it that leather look, so I think that looks really good. So definitely makes the figure look more complete when you attach those when he doesn't have the poncho on, so I like that. He comes with this rifle, and this is really nicely detailed with sculpting and everything. You can see it's done with a gunmetal type color with some black wash and a really nice sculpting detail throughout the whole rifle. You got this little red strip painted. I think it's probably supposed to be a light. And then you even got the magazine is removable, which I think is really cool. And then if you look inside the magazine, you can actually see it looks like a shotgun shell inside there. So I think that's, again, a very nice added touch for detail. You want to make sure you got to push that in there, get it in there good, or it'll fall out. And as I said, he's got the hands, so you can get him in the two-handed rifle holding poses and stuff with the hands that come attached to the figure. Other weapons he comes with, he's got a knife, and he's got a sheath on his left boot that you can put the knife in there. And again, the knife's got pretty nice detailing as far as paint applications go. You've got that silver metallic paint with some black wash on the blade, and then the handle is just black, but you have pretty nice sculpting even though it's a small little knife. And then again, you have this working sheath to hold the knife on his left boot. Then you have his lawgiver, and this is nice detail. So you have a sheath or a holster on his right boot, and you can see some blood splatter here on his foot, so that's, again, nice detailing with the paint applications. And then the lawgiver, you've got this metallic silver, the black handle, you've got the little lights here with red, and then the black part of the front of the gun. And again, just like with the rifle, they've given you a removable magazine that'll fit in there, so that's pretty cool. And then they also have given you a spare magazine that you can store on the back of his belt here. Got it pushed in. Probably don't want to push it down too far, or it can be kind of hard to get out, but again, they give you the spare magazine for your lawgiver, which is pretty cool. And then they give you this little pouch to store it in. And while we're back here, I'll show you, he also has this place for these 2 grenades. So you get 2 different grenades, and he's got these little pouches on his belt to hold those. And again, nice detailing with the paint, silver with some black wash. And you get 2 of those. And the belt is done with a kind of rubber material. So with the grenades, you just got these little loops on the back. And then you've got this, I think they call this a day stick instead of a billy club, but basically a stick that, and you can remove it from the belt. Now, it's kind of a tight fit. so you want to be careful there. But you got this little silver clip that you can slide it into, and this is just done. This doesn't have much paint detail, it's just black, and you've got this little silver here in the middle, but again, not a whole lot of detail, but it's pretty cool, and added, you know, an added accessory. So you can see the belt is actually removable. It just snaps into place, and it's done with green color with a little bit of wash. Again, very nice looking, gives you that kind of leather look to it. And you've got the little red, white, and blue shield on the front. And it just snaps on there. And with the lawgiver, again, he holds it in his right hand nice and tight. Final accessory comes with is a working pair of handcuffs, and again, this is done with that kind of silver metallic paint with some black wash, really nice sculpting detail, and these are actually working handcuffs. So you've got some articulation in the middle, so you know they bend back and forth there in the middle, which is nice. And then you can actually open these up so that he can actually handcuff perpetrator. So we'll, for the demonstration purposes, we'll put these on our Marvel Legends Nuke figure. And you got to get the hands pretty close to each other for them to close up. But again, you know, you can basically arrest bad guys and handcuff them, which I think is pretty sweet. He doesn't really have any place to store the handcuffs on the figure itself, but as I mentioned before, he does have this place on the back of the bike that you can open up, and you can put the handcuffs in there. It's got a little place, basically, it's made specifically to hold the handcuffs. So that's pretty cool. And then you can just snap it closed. It's like with the bike, the figure itself has some really nice detailing. Now, with these 112 collective figures, they do actually have material outfits that they wear, and so you can see it actually has a working zipper. So I like this with the badge. The badge is actually, it'll basically attach to his chest with a magnet, so that's pretty cool. So you can see it actually kind of flies up there like that. So that's cool. It's an actual working zipper. Now you do want to be careful if you want to pull the zipper down. You don't want to actually pull by the badge. You want to grab the chain close to the zipper and just pull down carefully, so you can, you know, he can show some chest if he really wants to, and then you can zip it back up. But I like how this magnet feature works with the badge. The badge itself is just plastic, and it's got the Dredd sculpted on there, but it's got the little magnet there on the back. The belt, as I said, is a separate piece. The gloves are plastic, and he's got these like elbow pads, which again are plastic. He's got little straps here that hold them. Same with the knee pads. I like the paint detailing. Again, you can see like some blood splatter here on the one knee pad, just like on the boot that I showed you before. Nice sculpting detail on the feet as well. The feet are plastic. You know, his boots are plastic, and they're not removable. You can't take his gloves or boots off or anything like that. I am a little surprised you can't take his helmet off. It does not appear to be removable, so I was a little surprised. I was kind of expecting you could take his helmet off. I don't know if in the comics he really ever takes his helmet off or not. I'm not really sure. In the movies, I know, you know, he would. And you've got some nice paint details. You got the little silver lightning bolts on over his eyes, and you got the red and the black and the gold shield sculpted on there. And it's done. The helmet itself is done with a metallic blue that matches the fabric of the outfit. On the face, you can see he's even got some 5 o'clock shadow, so that looks pretty good. Articulation on Dredd is pretty good. So the head, you can turn left and you can turn right, and he's got good down movement with the head. He can look down pretty good, and he can also look up pretty good as well. Now the arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joint. When you have these shoulder pads on, it does limit it. You know, you can still get the arm out good, but the rotation is limited when you have the shoulder pad on. But of course you can take that off. You still are limited somewhat because you've got the cloth outfit that kind of wraps up a little bit, so really you can do the arms forward and back, but you can't really, and you can do it up like that, but you can't do it all the way around. He's got a feels like he's got a bicep swivel in there. He's got double jointed elbows, so good bending there. He's got swivels where the glove cuff meets, and then he's also got swivels on the wrists. He's got up and down movement. Those are little ball joints basically. He's got, for the midsection, he's got some rotation there. Again, limited somewhat with the cloth outfit, but he does have the rotation there at the waist. Does not feel like he has an ab crunch of any kind. So, no ab crunch, I don't think. Actually, we can pull the zipper down just to confirm. Yes. Actually, he does have a little bit of an ab joint there. It just doesn't really seem to have. So, you got rotation there at the ab, but at the midsection, but
not a whole lot of crunch. And then he's also got a waist rotation there as well. Legs, he can only do the splits about that much. He can do his leg forward about that much. Can't really do his leg back very much. Double jointed knee, so he does have good bending at the knee. Has boot cuff swivel. Then he has swivels at the feet, and he has a little bit of up and down movement with the feet, but not a whole lot. And he does not have ankle pivot. And then 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. And then he does fit well on the motorcycle. I've switched out his hands with his motorcycle holding hands that come with the bike. And get him to grip. His hand popped out there, but pop it back in. And so you can see he does fit pretty well on the bike. Okay, so Dredd himself stands just a little bit over 6.5 inches tall. And then the bike itself measures in width a little bit over about 10.5 inches. And then height wise at its highest point looks like is just under 5.5 inches. And I don't have any other 112 figures to give you a comparison, but here are some other 6-inch figures. So we've got the Marvel Legends Nuke figure, and you can see Nuke is a bit bigger. He is a bigger guy though. And then Batman from the Dawn of Justice Mattel line, and they're about the same height. Dredd is maybe a hair taller. And then I've even thrown in a 7-inch DC collectible figure just to give you a comparison with that. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I've got to say I'm pretty impressed. As my first 112 collective purchase, I think they've done a really nice job with this figure. I love the detailing, the accessories, the features on the bike are all really nice. The quality of the figure and the bike themselves seems to be really nice. So essentially, this really is like a Hot Toys type figure in 6-inch scale. Now, like with Hot Toys, these figures are not terribly cheap. The figure's on their own, and you can buy Dredd by himself with the same accessories and everything. I believe he has a black costume, and then there's also a previews exclusive version with the poncho. And the figures themselves, I believe, cost between $65 and $75. The set cost about $260. And this is available now. I got mine at Big Bad Toy Store. You can also, I think, get the bike is going to be released on its own, but I don't know how much that's going to be. But the set is available now at places like Big Bad Toy Store. You can also probably get it at your comic and specialty shop, since this is a Diamonds Previews exclusive. We'll have a full gallery of images up at toynewseye.com. There'll be a link in the description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook and or Twitter pages. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.